this is Mike from KeySCAPE Solutions. Today we're going to show you how to share and edit ground models between KeySCAPE LandCADD and Civil 3D. Obviously Civil 3D is AutoCAD based, so you can install KeySCAPE to run on top of Civil, and you can use the surface modeling within KeySCAPE LandCADD to create your surface models and work with it. However, KeySCAPE doesn't work with the Civil surface model, and the surface model within Civil doesn't work with KeySCAPE LandCADD. So how do we share that data? That's what we're going to explore today. So here is a surface within KeySCAPE LandCADD. If I go to Surface Models and manage my surface models, this is just called Surface 1. I now want to share this surface model with people who have got AutoCAD Civil. I go to the Site Data ribbon, and on the Site Data ribbon I've got the ability to go to Transfer and use the LandXML format for exchanging data. LandXML is a standard format for exchanging ground model information. I'm going to go to the Export Ground Model here. I now need to select the ground model from the drawing. So if I can either go to Edit down here, pick on Surface Models and go to Edit, or I can right click. And what I want to do is find the surface model group that I want to work with. I select from existing surface models within the drawing. There's my Surface 1. Okay, that I can make other settings here about the units, etc. I'm just going to export this as it is. It'll ask me to save this now at a particular location. So I'm going to save this on my C drive in a particular folder here. I'm just going to call it Export from KeySCAPE. I can now close that down. I can send that LandXML file to somebody who's got Civil. So if I go to Civil now, and within Civil here, I'm opened into the Civil metric workspace. So there's different workspaces. I want to import that into Civil. So if I go to the Insert tab and go to LandXML, if anybody can't find the command, it is just LandXML in. So if you type that in, if you can't find it on your ribbon, go to LandXML in. I'll browse to the folder where the XML file is. I'm going to open that. I'm just going to set the defaults from Civil to bring the surface model in. I'll just close the event viewer down, just tell me information. And there's my KeySCAPE model from in Civil. Anybody that knows Civil, you can go into 2D and 3D, so you have different display representations. So if I go back to a plan view, I'm just going to, just for the purpose of what we're doing today, to show you the changes, I'm just going to go to the surface model here. I'm just going to right click and just modify slightly the surface model view inside Civil. So for instance here, I want to show the contour intervals as being shown at the moment with the minor at 2 meters. Let's set that to say 0.2. I want to show the majors at 1. Apply that, and there we've got a more integrated surface model or contour model. Again, when we want to work, I want to modify this just quickly. So I'm just going to go into the AutoCAD viewports command. So viewports, and I'm going to create 2 viewports in. And to create 2 viewports in the model. The reason I'm doing that is so that what we can do is I can see this in the plan view, and we can then see the outputs in the 3D view. So I'm just going to flip that to a 3D view. In the plan view here, I now want to pick on the surface model. I want to edit the surface model. So as soon as I select this surface here, it will give me the option to edit. For the sake of this, I'm going to add some very simple points, create sort of a ridge line along here and possibly a couple of points here. So I'm going to add a few points into the model. If I pick a point here, it's asking me to determine the point is 16.9. I'm going to set something silly like 25. And that gives me a point there. I'm going to create another point there, which is going to be 25. I'm going to create another point there, which is 25. And you see across here the actual extension. I'm going to put another one here, say at 25 as well. So I'm creating a bund across there, and I'll just create another couple of points down here, and I'll set that at something like 25 as well. So we've got a couple of peaks in the model as well. Okay, so I'm happy with that as my output. I'm just going to export this now back to KeySCAPE LandCADD. So you'll see in here we've got some more significant points across there. I now want to export this, so I'll just go back to my LandXML. So I go now to export or output, and within the export you've got export to LandXML. Anybody that can't find the command, it's just LandXML out. It'll ask me to select the surface model, so I'm working with surface 1. I could have renamed this here, but I'm just going to accept the defaults. Now the only thing to be careful of here is that the KeySCAPE LandCADD currently only supports versions of LandXML 1.1 or older, not the latest 1.2. So I just need to change that. I'm just accepting the defaults. It's going to ask me now to where do I want to save this file to. So I'm just going to go back to my C drive again. I'm just going to put it into a LandXML, and I'll just call this export from civil. I now need to bring that into KeySCAPE LandCADD, so I go back to my KeySCAPE LandCADD drawing. Again, on the Site Data tab, where we had transfer to go export LandXML, we've also got the option to import LandXML. I get my LandXML file. Which is the export from civil. Open that. So it's picking the surface model. It's identified that as unnamed. Now when this comes in, obviously I want to be able to differentiate between the two, so I'm going to call this surface 2. Just so I can see it as well, I'm going to select the option to draw intermediate and index contours, same as civil did for the drawing the contours in 3D. Okay, that now brings in and close the dialog box down. That brings in our new surface model. Yeah, so if I go to layers now, I'm just going to create, there's our surface model on layer tin. And now I'm just going to turn this off just briefly. There's our existing surface 2. I now need to place the triangles into here. So if I go back to surface modeling, I want to now place triangles into the model. I want to use surface 2 for creating that. Again, I want to sort of, if I go to settings here, I can change the layer that's going to come in on. So rather than tin, I'm going to call it tin from civil. That allows me to see the 2V simply. Apply those changes. We want to, that's fine, yes, we'll just apply that, and that will now draw for us the new surface model. So if I go back to layers again, I'm just going to set that just something quite vivid, so something like red. Turn on the original surface there, and what we'll see now is we'll have the existing and the proposed. So you'll see in here the heavier information over the top of the existing information. And of course we could do cut and fill analysis, we could do other elements, we could start design on top of that. So that's how you would share your LandCADD ground model, KeySCAPE LandCADD ground model, with civil users, and again when models have been changed in civil, to exchange them into KeySCAPE LandCADD for site development purposes.